Okay, hi, welcome to freefocusdance.com. I'm Reid, and we're going to get into a little bit of basic acrobatic movement, starting off with that headstand. First and foremost, I'm going to start with my knees on the ground. I put my hands on the ground. I put the top of my head on the floor. If you notice, I immediately slid my hands back for more support. I need to make sure that my hands are between my knees and my head, right in the middle. I go to my tiptoes and I push my hips as high to the sky as I can. I keep my neck straight, I keep my back straight. I put one knee on the same side elbow, and I just get used to this position here to build up my neck muscles if I've never been on my head before. Pushing through my hands, I put my knee on the other elbow, and now I'm in my tripod. I get used to my tripod. I need to get balance in my tripod before I can go for my actual headstand. Once I feel comfortable in my tripod, I'm going to simultaneously squeeze my knees together and push my feet to the sky. I'm pushing through my hands, and I'm allowing my weight to go to the top of my head through my neck. From here, I can bring my knees back down to my elbows, come all the way back down. Make sure, like I said, that your hands are in between your knees and your head here in this position. If you try to put your hands in the same line as your head, you're gonna fall immediately unless you're really, really strong. So always make sure that those hands go between the knees. Hips go up on your tiptoe, same knee to same elbow, and then push all the way up. You may need to condition and get used to these positions before you can go into your full headstand. All right, I'm Reid, and that was the headstand. And now we're going into the bridge of our acrobatic movements. So, if you're tight in your shoulders and your chest and you don't have a lot of mobility, you need to start with the regressions for this movement. The first thing I'm going to do is lie down with my feet pretty close to my seat bones, and I'm just going to press my hips to the sky like so. Now this is the easiest version of this movement that you can do in order to get yourself warmed up. You might even want to do a couple of reps to warm your hips up. Next, I'm going to put my hands in position. What are the position of my hands for my bridge? While I'm lying down, I put my hands on the floor like this. So my fingertips are going to be facing the same way that I'm sitting, but my elbows are going to be in the air like this. So I'm in my lay down position with my feet close. My hand goes on the floor, my hand goes on the floor. And as I press my hips to the sky, I want to put the top of my head on the floor. So now I have 3 points of contact. My head and my 2 hands. That's not including my 2 feet, of course. But my head and my 2 hands are now on the floor. I'm pushing through my hips, and I'm attempting to get my chest as high as possible too. You're definitely going to feel a lot of activation from these muscles right here. Number 3, we attempt to go from the 3 points of contact, both hands and the head, to going up into a full bridge. If you can't do it right away, that's okay. Hold it to the maximum place that you can get it and breathe there. Eventually, everything's gonna open up and you'll get your full bridge eventually. So I have both hands on the floor, top of the head on the floor, and I'm pushing. Even if it's right here, it's not a full bridge, but it's enough. I get to right here, I come down and rest. You're going to want to practice that movement over and over and over again. Finally, if you have the full range of motion and you have the full mobility to do it, you go into this position, push your hips up, and press all the way up to that full bridge. Coming right back down. I'm Reid, and that was the bridge. Hey, welcome to freefocusdance.com. I'm Reid, and we're going over a basic acrobatic movement. Now, we're going to do the rollback. So if I want to roll backwards, the most important thing I need to learn is chin to chest. Chin to chest. I'm going to choose a shoulder to roll over and try to land on my knee when I'm first starting out so that I don't try to overexert myself. I need to understand the concept of backwards rotation because that's exactly what this move is, backwards rotation. So say I'm here, my chin's to my chest, I pick a shoulder. For me, I'm gonna pick my left shoulder. I'm gonna roll over my left shoulder. So I put my chin to my chest, I go from butt to back. Once I get to my back, my knees are gonna go over that left shoulder and I'm gonna land straight on them. So my knees are initiating the movement. Here. Now that my knees have landed, I've basically completed the move. The only thing I need to do is get to my hands, get to my feet, and stand back up. Like I said, my knees need to land on the floor. I need to pick a shoulder and go over that shoulder with my knees. One more time. I start from standing, I come down, I push backwards. It's a rollback, right? Butt, back, shoulder. You see how my legs are coming up? My knees are now gonna go over my shoulder. Boom. Once I've landed, with momentum, I can get up and keep going. Now, because I'm doing it super slowly, the concept of momentum can't really be demonstrated. I'll do it in a second, but you have to understand that with momentum, the whole thing's gonna get fast and you don't have to use a lot of strength. The technique is gonna allow you to utilize the momentum to easily get to your feet and to easily go through the technique. So, here's the whole thing. 1, 2, 3, 4. That time, I didn't even have to land on my knees. I had so much momentum, I just landed straight to my feet by controlling through my hands. One more time, I'll even do it slowly. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I stand up. I'm Chris Reid, and that was the rollback. We're gonna do the cartwheel. Here's my cartwheel, check it out. Start from here, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now let's break it down. From my low squat, I put my first hand going in the direction that I want to go. I'm here, I want to go this way. This hand goes on the floor first. 1. My second hand goes beyond 2. I'm already in a stretched out stance. This leg goes into the air. So notice my first hand, my second hand, my leg on the same side as my second hand is going to kick across. My second leg comes on the other side to meet it. One more time. First hand, second hand, same side leg, second leg lands, and then I get up just like this. Once I start to get used to that movement, I'm gonna make it a little bit faster and a little bit higher. 1, 2, 3, 4, just like that. Until finally, after practicing those movements over and over again, everything is super straight, super strong, and I go for it. 1, 2, 3, 4, just like that. Guys, kicking with rotation, it's what's gonna make your cartwheel look pretty and end quickly, depending on the timing that you want for your cartwheel. All right, I'm Chris Reid, and that was the cartwheel. Now, I'm gonna show you how to do a handstand. To me, the most important part about doing your handstand is your conditioning and stabilization. So, the first thing I want you guys to practice is holding this position right here, because it's gonna build your shoulder muscles so that you're able to do handstands. One leg in the air, put the other leg in the air, hold those positions. Now, we're also gonna practice a conditioning exercise that we can do from like a low squat position, the b-boy squat, if you will, or cocorillo if you do capoeira. From this position, my arms are gonna be super straight. I'm gonna reach out in front, and I'm just gonna pick up my feet just like that, pushing through my arms as hard as I can. With practice, eventually you'll be able to hover a little bit longer and be able to hold it as you lock your arms out, keep your stomach tight, and keep your back straight. Another thing that you can do to get better at your handstand, both hands on the floor, one leg in the air. My leg in the air is gonna kick slightly, and my other foot is gonna hop. So I'm just gonna hop here, feeling all my weight going into my super straight arms. Upside down, I look like this. While I'm actually in the movement, I'm here. Both positions are exactly the same. You can switch legs. To me, it's always good to be good on both sides. But the goal here is to push through the hands as much as possible. Stay locked out, keep the stomach tight. Flex all my muscles, and try to hold it for as long as possible. The last thing that we can use to get better at handstands is the wall. The first thing I'm going to do is get into the same position I just was for the second exercise and kick my foot all the way up to the wall. Now, if you don't feel comfortable doing this by yourself, please get a buddy, get some type of supervision. Otherwise, just go for it. Try not to destroy the wall, right? Softly onto the wall, and I hold it here for as long as I possibly can. Make sure my biceps are close to my ears. My arms are completely locked out, pushing from my shoulders, all my muscles tight. I come down when I can't take any more. The more advanced variation, my chest faces the wall, hands on the floor, toes on the wall. If you can only hold this, that's fine. You're still getting some work done. Otherwise, if you want to get more advanced, walk your hands as close to the wall as you can, like so. Now, to the actual instruction. As you can see through the exercises that's going to make you better at handstand, you're already technically doing a handstand, just a regressed version. You can kick up into your handstand with one leg in the air, once both hands are on the floor, like so. Or you can start at the bottom in your low squat, arms super straight, hands on the floor, and jump up, like so. All right? Reid, and that's the handstand.